Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Crested Gecko care guide. Crested geckos are my favorite gecko by far, and I'm super excited to share this with you. But before we get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Okay guys, this is my Crested Gecko, Caramel. She is a female and she is about a year and a half old. She does not like sitting still very long, and that might just be that she hasn't been held enough. My favorite thing about these crested geckos and why they are my favorite is just how simple they are. They don't need any type of heat, they have a very simple setup, and on top of that, instead of eating live bugs and insects like other reptiles and most geckos, they actually eat a powder diet. So I'll go a little bit more into that in a second, but first I'm going to talk about their enclosure. Okay, so I took the front off my cage so you could see a little better. She's definitely due for a cage cleaning and she will be getting that soon. I clean her cage about once a month or so, and there's a quick little overview of the cage. I'll be talking a little bit more about that. I know I talked about these plants in one of my last videos. These green ones right here. They are from Walmart and they're not expensive at all. They're like $2 and they are safe for reptiles. I also have a little water dish. They do tend to drink their water off the sides of the cages. However, I always give that extra just in case there's not enough humidity or my mister doesn't go off. I have an automatic mister that I do use. It comes through the screen and it has suction cups which sticks to the sides. That can be a little bit more expensive, so if you don't want to spend money on that, you can always just use a spray bottle. I bought these branches off Amazon. They were super cheap and they're just bendable. They do tend to break down a bit over time, as you can see, and you may need to replace them, but it's super easy to do. These plants are a little bit more expensive, but they're also on Amazon. And I also have this thermostat, I guess you could say. It doesn't work perfectly, at least for the humidity, but I do use it for keeping temp. Now here's the great thing about them. They don't need any added heat source. They do perfectly fine just at room temperature, and that's what I love so much about them. I keep my house at about 72 degrees, and that's perfect, but they are very flexible with their temperatures and can go anywhere in between about 67 and 83, I'd say. I also use coconut chips for them. It holds humidity very well. So as you can see, my enclosure is pretty filled up. I have a lot of hiding places for her, which is great. You want to make sure to have lots of places for them to hide and not to be too bare, or they will become stressed and they may not eat well and they may just lose weight. The other thing is that, as you can see, this is a 20-gallon long tank on its side. You do want about a 20-gallon long for an adult and maybe a 10-gallon for a young one. The reason why you want it on its side is so that they have the height. They are an arboreal species and they like to climb. So if it's on the side, it doesn't give them the space that they need. Okay guys, for food, I use Pangea Gecko Diet. I strongly recommend Pangea. However, Repashy is the other popular brand, which is good too. I do just use Pangea. When you're making this, you're just going to want to add some powder into a little container. I use these little dishes, which you can also buy on Amazon. I recommend this over a bigger cup, maybe like the ones you'd find at a restaurant, because the ones at a restaurant are a bit too big. This gecko diet is about $20, but it does last you for a very long time. Okay, so I got a bit more water, and here you can see this is about the right consistency. You can add a little bit more water than this. And it really does depend on the gecko. Some geckos like it more watery, some don't. You kind of just got to see and watch what your gecko eats the most of. Some people will just set these containers on the floor, and some of them will have a little holder that will stick to the side of the tank. Either one is fine. Once your gecko gets used to one way, he may have a hard time switching to the other way, but it should be okay. I replace my food once a day. Just because my gecko was a little underweight when I got him, but you can do it every other day, especially when they're older. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it helped you out and that you liked it. If you have any other questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll make sure to respond as soon as possible. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.